right, welcome back to On the Hop. I'm your host, Coach Chop. Today we're here at Vanguard High School, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Edwin Farmer. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing good, Coach. What about yourself, man?
Doing good, Coach. Doing wonderful, doing wonderful. Coach, we go back about 15 years, I know a lot of people know about you and everything. Just kind of give the viewers like a sense of you and all your different accomplishments that you had through the years.
Oh man, it's been a lot of hard work and dedication we put in, Coach Chop. I mean, it's a grind. I'm gonna be honest with you. We've been grinding here in the weight room. When I first started out as a head coach, I remember one of my things I wanted to do was build a dynasty.
Right.
So how do I get to the part of building a dynasty was definitely by coming in and starting some rules and putting together, building a program.
Absolutely.
So as far as building that program, I went to 3 cornerstones. And my 3 cornerstones was commitment to excellence, discipline, hard work.
I like it.
So that's where I started at, and it hasn't changed yet. All of my athletes are required to be committed to excellence, discipline, and hard work.
I love it.
So and that's the direction we've been going. In my tenure, I think it's like 8-9 years. I don't want to make it too known, but I've been coaching for a while here as the head coach. I started as defensive coordinator under Coach Castaneda, great guy.
Right.
Started leading me in the right direction, and he left, and I took over the program. And it kind of like went from there. And man, we've been climbing up the hill. We haven't got our big game. You look around and here in my office, we got a lot of trophies we won in 7-on-7, won the state 7-on-7 twice. So been doing a lot of good things, a lot of district trophies, but we got to get that state championship.
Right.
So that's definitely where our focus at.
I do believe that's going to be in your near future, Coach. I think that's coming up. I think it's coming up.
7-on-7 Miami won that once. FHS State 7-on-7 won it twice. Last year we kind of like right there in the game before we got to the championship game. Losing and won the Florida Gators on 3 times. Jacksonville Jaguars 7-on-7 won it twice, and we just won the FHS tournament 7-on-7. We just won that maybe a month ago.
That's
so
awesome.
Like 2025 team. So what we do this year, we're gonna be on the road a lot. But that work ethic was amazing. So that's my son who's at 7. Okay. Aiden Hope, who was at coach. Okay. Remember that D and that 50 months on the side.
Yeah. That's him. That's Hope.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Hope attack.
What up, man?
Okay,
Hey, Coach, last year you had a solid record. You went 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
You also won a district championship. Your seniors, they're all gone now. Talk about the difference from last year's team to the team that you have right now.
Well, we had to go back. We went 8-4, and it was one of those years where we could have easily probably went, 12-0,
right.
11-1, something like that. It definitely was a wicked year for it. We went down to Knightsville, we lost by 6 points. We go lose B-Host. By B-Host, they kicked the 43-yard field goal out of nowhere. They go and win the game. We lost by 3-1, whatever it may be, but it wasn't that many.
Right.
And then we lose to North Marion by a couple of points. We missed the field goal that went wide right.
Right.
So it's one of those things where either of those games could have went in our direction,
right.
But it didn't. But it's just how we respond. We went down and lost a tough game against Lake Wells. A lot of things went on that night, but it's how we learn from it. Our
right.
response wasn't there. We didn't respond well in that game, and there was a lot of things, like I said earlier, behind that. But now it's on the class of 24 right now.
Right.
The class of 24 now. We lost some seniors, but to me, we gained some seniors. So we had to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
So what I decided to do, to go back and teach our athletes and my coaching staff my expectations.
Right.
As a head football coach, I said, remember I told you earlier, I taught those cornerstones.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back all the way to the cornerstones, and we went back in that weight room, because I'm a weight room guy, about like you, Coach.
Absolutely.
We like that weight room.
Absolutely.
And we went back in that weight room, we vibed, and sometimes you gotta understand in coaching, you got to coach.
Right.
You gotta really coach. You know, we have some great athletes, but you got to coach. I remember this program, we first came in with Coach Cass, they were 0-10 at one time. And they had a guy like P.J. Williams that was on the team as a sophomore, they were 0-10.
Right.
But we had to coach and rebuild the program. So I went back thinking about what I did back then and what I did when I first came in what we call the program, because this is the program.
Right.
The V is the program.
Absolutely.
So what I did to build the program is commitment to excellence, discipline, hard work.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
love it.
this class of 24 right now, going forward, you know, with this new year, that our focus is winning. Win, win, win.
Right.
Work, work, work.
That's it.
So we want to win, we got to work.
That's it. Got to work.
You got to work every day. When they come in here, we come in with this weight room, we got to work.
That's it.
No days off.
Right.
So that's the direction this class of 24 going, and we're going to see what it's going to bring. I believe it's going to bring us a good storm. We're going to definitely be there ready to fight every day.
I believe that too, Coach. Like you mentioned, P.J. Williams, and you know, you got different greats that graduate. I see you got different plaques of the players that went on to play for the NFL. One of the more notable is Dante Culpepper. You know, he played back in the early '90s. You know, this is one of the schools in Central Florida that, you know, that people really target. You know, they really recruit heavily out of Vanguard. You know, like you said, this is the V. You know, this is where people come to be recruited. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know, I do like that. You know, this is a premier school, and I love the way you're running it, and like I see like just the discipline and how you ran, how structured everything was, and you know, during your spring scrimmage, and I just like looking at coaches, like I like looking at and just admiring, you know, how the different styles of coaching. So I just want to commend you on that, Coach.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. You know, we're steady. You know, we're working. Like I say, it's almost like put a project together. You know, in school. You know, but you know, right now we're just definitely just kind of make sure we are grinding.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. You know, making sure that we are grinding. Right.
That's it. So, Coach, I see the side of some of your kids. I mean, like I said, these kids are built different. You know what I'm saying? Can you share with us what separates your strength and conditioning program to anybody else in the area?
Oh man, we are in the weight room. I almost, you know, some information that I had to have a Quiet Storm video, Coach Chop. You might have come in and chop it up with me one day, but yeah, man, we in there grinding.
Right. And
after every set, I'm gonna kind of throw it out there a little bit. We might end up with push-ups if somebody ain't hitting them reps right.
I love it.
So you mentioned earlier that we look different. One thing I tell my athletes that we're different. If you want to be great, you got to be different.
Right.
So we're a different team. We work different. We do things different.
Absolutely.
You know, so in that weight room, like David said, we got to find something extra to do. My guys will say, man, Coach, what's wrong with you, Coach? Where did you get that exercise from? You made that up.
Right.
I'm like, man, I ain't made that up. I've been doing this.
Right.
We've been doing this. Guys that get P.J. Williams, Tyree Gillespie, my son Ty Farmer, Adrian Holt, them guys that work with me, they grind like this before.
Right.
You know? They're like, man, Coach, we may do extra push-ups, Coach. We may run to the fence. We may log roll. We're gonna do something extra every day to get better.
I love it.
We're gonna do something different.
Right.
So to win, you gotta be different.
Right.
Work.
That's it.
Win.
Absolutely. I like how Coach, he always puts that emphasis on that work.
Yeah.
Like there's no substitute for hard work.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I mean, if you ain't working hard, then I can't see how anybody can get better if you're not working hard. So I love it, Coach. I love it. Now, everybody knows how talented these schools are in the inner city, especially down south. Now, what do you feel your team needs to do to get over the hump and compete at that and try to get that state championship this year?
Well, that's it right there. You know, that's the topic. That's the want to attitude.
Right.
You know, we have had a lot of success winning in this area. We have had it. We have done it, and we have been to a lot of schools. Schools that Vanguard football won't win again, and the Vanguard football program has done that. But our struggle has been when we get to play those bigger schools. The Jones.
Right.
Or let me back up. The Armwood.
Right.
The Jones. Those big games.
Right.
Lake Wales now this year. You know, Lake Wales was a team that we beat for a couple of years.
Right.
And they worked and they had a great senior class and they came out and beat us. You know, so in our first game this year is against Miami Central. Well, the kickoff class is week 0. We got Miami Central.
Miami Central. Wow.
Miami Central, because we playing Miami Central.
Wow.
So again, we got to be ready. So you got to compete against the best.
Right.
To be the best. You got to compete. You got to find that competition.
Right.
And you know, we up for the challenge. I tell you that. They got some good players, but I believe we're gonna make each other better that night.
Absolutely.
So we're ready for it. We got Erie High School out of Colorado, week 1.
Wow.
And you look them up. They won some football games.
Right.
They won the top schools.
Mm-hmm.
And they division over there.
Right.
So we got to come to play football.
Right.
They from Colorado, and we from Florida, so we're gonna see
right.
what kind of game they're gonna be. But you know, we got a lot of good teams on our schedule. Got to go back out, you know, and win our district again, and then just keep going, see where they can go from there. That's it.
Like you said, there's a lot of hype on Colorado right now. You know, we got Coach Prime over there. He's recruiting heavy. You know, I'm quite sure he'll probably be recruiting heavy out of Vanguard and the other team you mentioned, Miami Central. And for those of y'all don't know who Miami Central is, they are known throughout the nation. They're not just some pushover team.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, they are a powerhouse team, and I like how Coach. You know, Coach he's fearless to put like teams from Colorado and teams like Miami Central on the schedule. So that, like you said, that is gonna make it better.
Right. Oh yeah. At the end of the day, it's got to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, Coach. So, Coach, you both, you know that you got to go to camps. You got to go to 7-on-7 camps throughout the summer. Do you have anything set up this summer for you guys? That's going to help you guys get better?
Oh yeah, we're definitely we'll jump right into it. Matter of fact, you know, our spring game we kick off on the 25th. Actually, play next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. at Booster Stadium. Come check us out.
Make sure you're done. You know,
we're gonna be playing mainly, not mainly, but I'm sorry, we're gonna hey guys, that we're playing right now. But actually, you know, we got a game.
Right.
We got a game.
Right.
You know,
it don't matter who you play.
Brady to Manatee. All right. We'll fix that part. But Brady to Manatee, we got Brady to Manatee. We play them at 7:30 at Booster Stadium. It's gonna be a live football game. They're gonna definitely come down here and play well.
Right.
Coach Jacquez Green does an excellent job down there with the program, and we set it up. We thought we were gonna have a spring game for 1 minute, but we got one situated. So we'll be playing them over at Booster next Thursday.
Awesome. Gotta make sure you pack that stadium out there on Booster. That's gonna be a high energy game. It's always a high energy game at Booster Stadium.
Yeah.
So, Coach, let's talk about some of your key returners. You know, what can the Vanguard fans expect from your team this coming season?
We definitely got some kids that can play. I think I like to really put my emphasis and focus on a lot of my leaders.
Right.
And you always give the seniors, you know, that opportunity to lead. And they're doing it. We got a lot of a nice, good group of seniors right now.
Right.
And we got a good junior class too. And a lot of those guys, those handpicked guys, are doing that part of it, stepping up and leading the team. Right. You know, Fred Gaskin, he's one of the kids that's leading the way with the senior class. We got Cameron Powell, 2 of them on defense. Fred actually playing both ways. I can keep going. Jamil Watkins, got Dejon Leslie, Dallin Pond, the receiver, Terrion Mormon, offensive tackle, you know, Kadarius Lee, defensive tackle. It's just a lot of those guys that got a chance to really lead the football team.
Right.
You know, so we're definitely putting I'm gonna put that leadership role in that win on the back of those seniors. If we want to win, we want to be successful.
Right.
They got to step up.
Right.
They got to step up. They got to have the one attitude. to get it done too.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes, coach, you know how it go, Coach. We can't go on the field. We can coach on the sideline.
Right.
But we can't coach on the field.
Can't coach on the field. You're right.
And for us to be successful, you got to have coaches on the field.
Right.
That can lead.
Right. That's some seniors and juniors, right?
That's those guys.
Right.
That's those guys. That's those guys I'm calling their names out.
Right.
So I'm blessed with this, and I don't know how this even happened. I had the most Farmers that's on my football team. I got a nephew that plays linebacker, Terrence Farmer, and I have my son that plays linebacker.
Wow.
Josiah Farmer, he's on class of 25, and they understand the expectations of winning and they want to attitude and being that leader on the field. So I think if we have those leaders that step up on the field,
right,
we can get the job done.
I believe
we definitely got a chance.
Right.
Definitely got a chance.
And those guys, when y'all hear y'all name, Coach said it came out of his mouth. Now he's expecting a lot out of you guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No pressure at all, but
no pressure.
You know what I'm saying? But I know back in our day, kids wanted to step up and be that guy, be that leader. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think that you have a lot of kids that want to step up and be that leader.
Right.
A lot of kids, now in this generation, they kind of shy back and want somebody else to kind of lead.
Right.
But I love to see those alpha young men to step up and be vocal and really, get the team to rally behind them and rally behind, your main focus, like So I like that, Coach.
Man, Coach Shaw, that's good to have, though, man.
Yes.
You got some guys that's gonna step up and get it done. And that's a coach's dream. You don't have leaders, man. It's tough out
there. Right. You're right, Coach. Absolutely. All right, Coach. So this is your opportunity, Coach. I just want you to promote any fundraiser that you're going to be having this summer, and just to kind of share with the viewers how they can support your program.
We do have some things going on, Coach Shaw. We're looking at renovating Booster Stadium. We have in-kind donations. Anyone go to our football Facebook page. You can follow Vanguard High School and in-kind donation. If you want to help out with anything, it's open. Right now, we're definitely looking at starting with the Pittston area. You just come out, reach out to Vanguard Football, and you can reach out and get my information off Vanguard Football Facebook page, or catch us on Twitter, and any donation that you can help with to get our program going in the right direction to remodel Booster Stadium. I mean, Booster Stadium is a great place to be. It's a great
beautiful
place to play on Friday night,
right.
I'm telling you. And we're looking at really doing some good things to Booster Stadium. Coach Jube with Miami Central, he was talking about coming down here because he coached against when he was over on the North Marion sideline once upon a time.
Okay.
And he was like, man, the energy at Booster Stadium is amazing.
Right.
And there is so much energy there. So we want to keep on bringing energy there. Right. So we want to make sure it's definitely an older stadium, but it's a nice big stadium. Right. So we were looking at I had director Coach Belvoir, Principal Mr. Ocala. They all in on it. Everyone, the county, we're all in on trying to get those donations so we can make sure we take care of Vanguard football program or the Booster Stadium, because again, that's where all our different sports programs play at.
Right.
We got a soccer team, we got boys and girls soccer team, flag football, just a lot of things going on at Booster Stadium. But if you want to donate to Vanguard football program, reach out to us. We want to make sure that we definitely get those donations to help remodel Booster Stadium.
I love it. And I'm telling you, let it come from the north, south, east, and west. It don't just have to be from Ocala. You know what I'm saying? I love how he wants to renovate Booster Stadium. Let's make Booster Stadium one of the most beautiful stadiums in Central Florida. Matter of fact, let's make it in the whole state of Florida. And not only that, I mean, teams, they need uniforms, helmets. I mean, it takes a lot of money. I know firsthand, Coach, it takes a lot of money to run a football program. So if you're a philanthropist and you want to donate to Vanguard, I'll make sure that I have Coach's information on the screen so you can donate, and we can make this one of the more premier teams in Central Florida.
Appreciate that, Coach.
No problem.
Use that. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So, Coach, like I say, it's always a pleasure, to come in and just chop it up with you. I expect big things from you this year. I mean, I really hope that this is really. I hope you win that state championship. If you don't win it, I know it's coming because I know. I just know the man that you are. Like I said, I've been competing against you. I remember my first weightlifting meet ever. I was green. I think about 2008. I brought about 12 kids up in your weight room.
Yeah,
and they were all startled because they just seemed like y'all were really built different. This ain't something that just happened. You were building kids like this back in 2008. So I just know that this is only it's not the beginning, but this is definitely you elevating and really taking that next step. And I really think that we really gonna be seeing a lot of good things coming from Vanguard High School.
It's gonna happen, Coach Chop. It's gonna happen. I like it. I appreciate you. Give my props. I gotta give your props too. Now I know you're grinding there too, cause I see you. I see what you can do too now.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it, Coach. I appreciate it.
You get out there, you get a group of boys, you get them guys going too now.
Right.
It work. So, man, I wish we could just partner up one day. We'll.
I tell you, if it's the Lord's will,
Lord's will, He can make things happen.
The Lord can make it happen, man. I tell you, man,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Yeah.
Well, like I said, Coach, it's a pleasure.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. Thank you for coming out here. Thank you for coming here to Vanguard High School. Even watch our scrimmage. Come here in the office. It's a pleasure to have you here. Really mean a lot. To our Vanguard football program, and man, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Do. And you're welcome back anytime. Love to have you guys out to our games any Friday night. You invited. Let me know. We'll do whatever we need to get in.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks.
We want you to be a part of this incredible journey. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. When you subscribe, you'll be the first to know about new episodes, game recaps, and inspiring stories.